reconciling the different views of many armies and commanders, the presidential election must have been a far cry from the strategy of war, but again, he matched the odds. Then he decided to leave military life to become Chancellor of Columbia University. Rumors were current at this time that Mr. Eisenhower would run for president, but he still denied them as he left his old army home in Virginia and took leave of his friends. But when he knew that But a new and greater command was to be his, that of the Allied powers in Europe, who had ended the long run of Democratic Party victories, drove Germany, taking pleasure. On polling day, the American people decided in overwhelming force that they wanted Ike. Again, it was a moment of great triumph for the man who'd come from comparative obscurity to lead the Allied armies to war and was now to lead, by popular vote, the American nation in peace. Before he handed over his charge to General Ridgway, he had laid the foundations of the European army. Summed up in his own words.
Now, my friends, it is trite to say that this is a day of dedication rather than of triumph. But I am indeed as humble as I am proud of the decision that the American people have made.
President of the United States, now to rank in history beside those other great names who held similar office, names like Lincoln, Washington, and Roosevelt. The historic moment arrived. Chief Justice Vinson administered the presidential oath.
You, Dwight D Eisenhower, do solemnly swear.
I, Dwight D Eisenhower, do solemnly swear
That you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of your ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Then a greeting to the vast audience, which ended like this.
We must be willing, individually and as a nation, to accept whatever sacrifices may be required of us. A people that values its privileges above its principles soon loses both. This is the work that awaits us all, to be done with bravery, with charity, and with prayer to Almighty God. My
Mr. Truman's great service to his country as president was at an end, and now the spotlight and the cheering were turned to his successor, who drove off at the head of a triumphant... Representatives of the armed services marched past the new president, who reviewed them from the White House. He took over the presidency at a time of great international tension, when America's attitude was the key to peace or war. He brought all his enthusiasm and courage to this, his greatest office, but the effort was too much, and suddenly very ill indeed. Everyone rejoiced when these pictures were taken, pictures that proved he was on the road to recovery. At least it didn't stop Eisenhower. He whiled away the hours of his convalescence in painting. Of your ability, a high office demanding high integrity and courage, and the president found peace and relaxation with canvas and brushes. Again, he was guiding the destinies of America along the road to peace, but still the message of his doctors remained unalterable. He himself admitted it.
I am happy the doctors have given me at least a parole, if not a pardon, and I expect to be back at my accustomed duties, although they say I must ease my way into them and not bulldoze my way into them.
But he did what he considered to be his duty, inflexibly holding to the path he had chosen for himself and for America.
Our country's destiny, to my mind, is to serve mankind through leadership in the arts of peace. With all the strength I can command and the devotion I hold for my country, I pledge myself to this objective.
And now, in sympathy and in sorrow, we salute his memory. Was to conquer in peace as well as war, to capture the hearts and hopes of a nation and guide its steps towards those tranquil ideals for which he had fought so hard. The American nation mourns him as a great fighter in the cause of freedom and justice, and as the fine man he was. We in Britain join with them in their mourning, for he was our friend, our leader in war, and our champion in peace. Ike has gone, but he leaves a mark of Sicily and the landings in Italy. It must have been unforgettable. For the first time from the beaches and the 8th. When victory went to his armies, London paid tribute. He fought not for the love of battle, but for the ideals in which he believed. It's necessary to tell the story here, but let us pay tribute to the man who was able to weld troops from many years underway. The troops under Ike's command were new to battle with German troops for the first time, and they had won under Allied forces in Europe. Liberation was at hand. The man had been found to match the hour and armies great and air. On the decisions he made during those days depended served his country and his allies well. He came to us in and symbolized, in Mr. Churchill's words, the end of the beginning.